we're gonna talk about a subject, and ladies and gents, this may or may not be going on YouTube, and everyone can see the chat. So I want everyone's opinion on this. There's been a lot of debate about some of these games being pay to win, and I want to clarify, like, the difference between pay to win and pay to progress. Like, because I want to. Oh, okay, thank you. I want to kind of ask you guys what you think some pay to win games are. Now, so it probably takes a second. Don't worry about it. It's all good. Yeah. Apathy, how you doing? How are you? 8 p.m. to 5:30. Okay, gotcha. Jeez. That graveyard shift is no joke. Thank you, Raid, for the music. Doing alright? Okay, good. Hitbull, how's it going? Also, thank you, Miggy and Ginja Ninja. Or Jinja Ninja. There we go. For following. Appreciate that. Welcome. Followed when I was offline. My own. Jeez. Rain hooking up with everyone here. Alright. And again, this may or may not be on YouTube. We may not put this to YouTube, but I want to discuss like what y'all's thoughts are on pay to win. By your definition, what is pay to win for y'all? Go and type that. I'm just curious. What is your definition of pay to win? Like what is each of your definitions of pay to win? What is that to you? Here we go. Now we're getting some answers. Here we go. Let's start with PJ. We're gonna go this one by one. And please voice your opinions. I want to know what your opinions. If you have a comment or an opinion that you want to voice, please voice it. I want to hear it. I have my own opinion. I'm not saying mine is the right way. This is just how I see it, right? Serena, how's it going? And if you're just coming in, welcome. Hope you're having an awesome night. We're talking about pay to win. Post your definition in the chat of what you think pay to win is. All right, let's start with PJ. PJ says paying money to get better gear or weapons to murk people online. Okay. There you go. May, how's it going? May, tell us your definition of pay to win. What's your definition of pay to win? Same with you, Serena. So PJ says it's when you pay money to get better stuff to murk people. So you pay to win. That makes sense. That's fine. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I would agree with that. Storm says pay to win equals space any mobile game. I mean, I don't think you're wrong. I would say the majority of mobile games are for sure pay to win. I could agree with that. Okay. Any mobile game. But Storm, really, like, Storm, what is it for you? What is a pay to win game? But like be real here. Although I know you are being real, that is probably true. But Mr. Butler, let's see what Butler says. Anything that requires money to progress is pay to win. Okay, interesting. So Butler, you associate progression by paying money is pay to win. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Rain, let's see what Rain says. Pay to win is when you can use real money to get weapons and or gear or levels that you cannot get by playing the basic game. Ah, okay. So Rain is saying that these are items or gear that you can't get. A free-to-play player cannot get just by playing the basic game. You would have to put money into it to get said gear or weapons. Okay. Serena prefers to work for the win than to pay for it. I agree. I feel like most of us do. Pay to win, let's see what Scoundrel says. Pay to win is the ability to pay real money to get top tier gear in any video game, even if that is using money to buy something off of someone else outside of game. That's fair. Okay. Storm is like, I agree with what everyone else is saying, but see, it's a little different though. I feel like we're getting some different opinions, right? So, if, for example, Butler said anything that requires money to progress is pay to win. Right? So some people are saying that, hey, if I can put real money into the game to progress, that's pay to win, is what Butler says. Other people are saying, hey, pay to win is just getting certain gear or getting certain items that free-to-play players can't unless you put real money into it. Right? So there is a little difference there. That's interesting. Okay. I like this discussion. Allie, let's see what Allie says. Paying money to either increase your rank quickly or to buy gear or items that will allow you to get further in a game. Okay. Yeah. Okay. This is great. I love this. Thank you for all the opinions, guys. May says, when you pay money to get better. What? So wait. Does this mean when they're only as good as their wallet? May says no game is really pay to win in her opinion. There's always a way to get what you want in a game if you're willing to put the time in. That's interesting. That's kind of what I side on. I don't think every game isn't pay to win. There are for sure games that are, but I definitely believe I believe with that, May. I feel like if you do put the time in, you could. That's interesting. Okay, got you. Yeah. I'll change game if we need to absolutely pay for it. Oh yeah, Serena doesn't even want to play pay-to-win games, and most people don't. Storm says the only difference is the type of game it is. So Storm, elaborate on that. Elaborate. Are you talking like if it's like a idle RPG like most mobile games? Well, a lot. I won't say most. A lot of mobile games are. Allie, thank you for the hydrate. Yuji, how you doing? All right, yeah. What your pet name? Scoundrel says pay to win is not always pay to progress, though. Ah, there we go. Interesting. Now we're starting to get on my opinion of that. There we go. Again, I have my own opinions. I by no means think that I am completely right, but that is just my opinion on it. Okay, well I'll tell you all my opinion on it. Butler says, I think it's truly blah, 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 blah. That's what he said. Butler says, I only think it's truly pay to win if it's impossible to get free. Impossible to get stuff for free. Is that what you're saying? I play a game that you can pay to get the best cards, but you can also get them for free. It's just harder. Got you. Therefore, it's not pay to win. It's just easier to use money. Nice. I like that. Well said, Butler. May says she's played Warframe for 6 years and have spent $0 on it. Grind the rare stuff and trade for it. And that's the thing. Warframe is a perfect example of this, ladies and gentlemen. Warframe is one of the best, hands down, free to play games. If anyone says that Warframe is paid to win, they have no idea what they're talking about. That doesn't make them a bad person. I'm not hating on them, okay? Jeez, 2022. It just means they have no idea what they're talking about. Okay, Warframe is one of the best examples of a free-to-play game that is just it's perfect. Okay, it's to the point where there is not a single item, and may correct me, that I know of. There is not a single item that I know of in Warframe that a free-to-play player can't get, even if people spend money. Not a single one, right? Not a single one. Which is awesome. Destiny 2 could be the same. Yeah, exactly. Absolutely. Yuji, what's your opinion? Scarlet, what's your opinion of pay to win? Storm says, if it's an RPG paying for levels or advancement. Okay, got you. All right, so, okay, an action game would be items like cosmetics. Okay, got you. That's fair. That's fair. Some puzzle games also, yeah, that's true. There is a paywall behind there. Any kind of paywall could be pay to win for sure. Rain says, if a game keeps you from advancing unless you buy items, yes. I would consider that pay to win for sure. Scoundrel, pay to win is about paying money to be better than others. Pay to progress is not about playing the game, trying to pay your way to endgame. Absolutely. So okay, let's talk about this then. Is there anyone in chat, and maybe let's put it a different way. I don't want to single anyone out. Let's make this general. Does anyone think that it would be possible, like if the more money someone puts into the game, it makes them better? Like I guess my question is, where does skill come into this? You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of people who I believe have a crap ton of money, and just because they put a lot of money into the game doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to be better than you, right? Like, I feel like in some games, not all games, there is a skill, some sort of skill that money can't buy. Can we agree on that? Is that a thing? Do we agree on that? UG, okay, UG. Definition of pay to win is 2 types, says UG. 1, if the game allows you to specifically buy certain materials in order to get end game gear, aka a good example of this is PWI. What's PWI? Oh, Perfect World International. Okay, yes. 2, if a game allows you to buy your way into end game that allows you to exchange IRL money for in-game currency, yes. I would agree with both of those. That's a good question. That's a good question. Okay. And I hope we're kind of universal on this. Chat. Legion. I like saying Legion. Chat is just so generic and degrading. Legion. Let's talk about this, Legion. Do cosmetics count as pay to win? Let's ask this question. In what scenario do cosmetics count as pay to win? But UG, I like those definitions. Serena, it's like Path of Exile. You need to pay a slot for trade or sell in the market. Oh, got you. That makes sense, Serena. Okay. Yeah, and it is. I mean, does that slot allow you to, like, does that give you an advantage over players that a free-to-play player wouldn't have, though? Like, would it make it impossible to win against a pay-to-win? May says this: as long as you're willing to grind the things, then yes, you can get basically everything in the game for free, minus the cosmetics. Okay, obviously like Tenajin, yes. So back to that question: at what point do cosmetics become pay to win? Stormwolf, I'm just going through the comments, ladies and gents. Pay to win is about targeting whales. Targeting whale. Like, I don't know, Genshin. That's a good question. How many people? I'm gonna add another question while I'm going through these comments. How many people have played Genshin Impact? If so, do you think Genshin Impact is pay to win? Is Genshin Impact pay to win? Storm, people that will just throw, 100%. Man, I think I saw this guy threw I think it was like 50 grand in a year into this mobile game. Oh my gosh, it was crazy. Absolutely insane. Absolutely. You could spend all the money you want, but you still be crap unless you have the skills. I think that's a good point too. Just because you spend a lot of money doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be good. Like, unless you're playing like an idle RPG where it does all the work for you, you have to, like, there are some games that require skill. Oh, right? Like, there just are. That's just how it is. If the skill doesn't apply when the gear overwhelms the current content, that's pay to win. Okay. Yes, I agree with that, Yuji. If they are grindable, it's not pay to win. Okay, that's a good point. Yuji brings up a good point. If the material or the resource or the gear or whatever is grindable, Yuji says that's not pay to win. Is there anyone who disagrees with that? And again, we're just having a discussion. It's okay to disagree. That doesn't mean you hate each other, okay? Okay. I just want opinions. These are good thoughts. Butler says it's only pay to win if it's required. I could pump all the money in the world into some games and most people would still beat me. I got you. So skill. Okay. Okay, Scoundrel brings up a good point here, ladies and gents. Scoundrel brings up a good point here. At what point is the grind too much? Right? We talked about how if it's grindable, well then it's not pay to win. But what if the grind, like at what point does the grind become too much to where you would have to put an ungodly amount of hours into catching up to a pay to win player? Is that considered pay to win? To where if the grind is too much, is that pay to win? Good question. Cosmetics is not pay to win, it's just for looks. I agree, Nightwolf. Nightwolf, basically anything that helps you progress in a way that free-to-play doesn't. That free-to-play doesn't. That's the key there. I like that, Nightwolf. Yuji brings this up. Okay, we're on to the question about cosmetics, okay? Nightwolf says cosmetics isn't pay to win, it's just for looks. That's a good point. Butler says purely cosmetics that don't affect gameplay. That is the key, right? That is the key. If your cosmetics don't affect gameplay, you're good. Yuji gives an example of this, right? Certain buffs. There are some games, especially in mobile games, that will, if you buy the cosmetic, oh, not only does it look cool, but they'll give you like attack speed or whatever buffs. That is pay to win. I agree. I completely agree. I completely agree. Scarlet. Ooh, this is good. Let's hear from Scarlet. Let's hear from Scarlet. Scarlet says she thinks the term pay to win is deceptive. If anyone wants to put money in a game in order to progress faster, that's pay to progress. Oh my lordy. Yes, if someone pays for cheat engines and hacks, that's pay to win. That's fair. All right, next question, chat. Next question, okay? I hate using chat. Gosh, that's so stupid. I don't know why people say that. Legion. Next question. Okay. Is there a difference between pay to win and pay to progress? This is the biggest debate that I have with people on the internet. Okay, and again, not debate as in, oh, you suck, you're wrong. I don't do that. It's okay to disagree. It's okay to have different opinions. My question to each of you is there a difference between pay to progress and pay to win? And if so, what is that difference to you? Answer that. I would love to hear y'all's opinions, please. Scarlet, I like what you said there. Absolutely. And I will say you can always grind as much as a pay to win, but if you know what you're doing, you can do it free to play. Absolutely, Nightwolf. And I think that comes, pay to win is the shortcut, right? That's the shortcut. Mez, I think it's a gambling simulator. Ali says if you can pay money to advance faster than others, she thinks it's pay to win. It might technically not be, but you're still able to get there faster. Okay, that's cool. So by Ali's definition, if you can skip the grind, even if a free-to-play player can get it, that is pay to win. Okay, interesting. Yuji says, I personally think if the game forces you to pay in order to progress, it's pay to play. But if the game limits you certain entries into a dungeon unless you pay, that's simply pay for convenience. Got you. Interesting. Final Fantasy has pay to progress. It doesn't give you an advantage. That's true. That's a good point, Storm. Storm brings up a good point. There is a point to where you can skip the game to get end game. But again, Final Fantasy is one of the games where you have a skill cap. Just because you put money into the game to skip to end game content does not mean you're gonna be good in end game content. In fact, it's probably gonna hurt you and whoever you're running with. Unless you know what you're doing, right? Oh, one more. Scoundrels got it. Pay to win / progress are simply put away for people who don't actually like games to say they beat a game or person in a game. It's not about actually playing, but rather those that play games purely for bragging rights. Here's my opinion on it, okay? Here's my opinion on it. And again, it's okay to disagree, guys. That's okay, okay? Oh, let me read Ross's first. Rasta says pay to win for me is if you spend more than dang, he put a limit on it. We got a limit on it. Pay to win is if you spend more than $5, and pay to progress, it depends if it's in your own world, who gives a frick. But if it's multiplayer like a legit MMO like WoW and you make it pay to progress, that's so scummy. Bro, Rasta over here like, let me see your bank statement. Oh, $5.01. No, that's cool, man. Listen, that's good. And I agree. Listen, if you're in your own world and it's a solo player game, who the flip cares? That doesn't affect anyone, right? I get that. No worries, Yuji. No, that's fine. You know, if it's your own world solo player game, that's fine, right? PJ says, I feel like sometimes you pay to progress so you can do the good stuff with your boys. Yes, you lack some skill, but yeah, okay, I get that. All right, here's my definition, or my opinion of the pay to win, pay to progress kind of debate, quote. There is a difference, okay? There is a difference. Because you do get the people who spend an ungodly amount of hours in games as a free-to-play player. I know plenty of free-to-play players, people who have not spent a cent in a lot of video games, who destroy pay-to-win players. Pay-to-win. Destroy those players who put money in the game. Like, absolutely destroy. Pay to win, putting money into a game, usually, not for all games, usually, in my opinion, is a shortcut. Right? It's, hey, I don't have the time, so I'm gonna give you money to progress me so I don't have to put the time into the game, right? By my definition, pay to win is when a player who puts money into the game is able to reach a point or level in the game that a free-to-play player cannot. That's my definition. If a player puts money into the game to reach a level or get a piece of gear that a free-to-play player cannot, that's pay to win, in my opinion, right? So I feel like pay to progress is completely different than pay to win. Pay to progress is, hey, I don't want to put the time in, I'm gonna just give you some money so I can, you know what I'm saying? Skirt on up to either end game or skirt on up to being more powerful. That, I believe, is pay to progress. If there is any kind of paywall to where you hit that wall and you literally cannot be as good as someone who's put money into the game, that is pay to win. That is pay to win. Right? In my opinion, again, this is just my opinion, right? So I think it's very, like, we have to be careful too. We have to be careful too, because a lot of people, I see a lot of bad reviews on games to where they'll call a video game, if they'll call a video game pay to win, but it's not. And they give it a 1 star, and I'm like, dude, you're just not willing to put the time in. So if you're not willing to put the time into the game and say, oh well, shoot, I'm not good as this person to put $100 in the game, that's not pay to win, that's pay to progress. You know what I'm saying? That was so awesome. Thank you so much, guys. Jeez. By the way, just so you guys know, we do have Treat Stream as well. If you want to win your heart, or win your way into the heart of my wife or myself, Treat Stream is something that we offer now. It's on the front page. You guys are able to get us food, and food is the way to my wife's heart. I like food, but not like her. She loves food, so that's a way to do it as well. Okay, so keep that in mind. Ladies and gents, thank you again for sharing your opinions. Shameless plug. Oh yeah, are you kidding? Listen, my wife needs the food. Okay, my wife needs the food. If my wife says, babe, go get food, guess what? I'm gonna get her food. All right, ladies and gents, listen, I want to say thank you very much. One, to Miggy. Pleasure to meet you today, man. I met Miggy at work today. Awesome, dude. Okay, thank you for the 10 gifted subs. Slender, thank you for the 5 gifted subs. You're freaking rock star, dude. And PJ, thank you for the prime, man. Thank you. I want to also thank everyone else who participated today. Flipping awesome. Thank you for your opinions. Thank you for the input. Again, I may be putting this on YouTube, so that's something we can for sure talk about. Again, thank you. Thank you. Okay, I hope everyone has a fantastic rest of your night or day, depending on where you live. serve someone today, please. Okay, you already know what I'm gonna say. Serve someone, be a light, make the difference for someone today. Okay, fist bump. The world needs more of that. All right, deuces, y'all. Let's go. Let's go.